Welcome to Boomhauer69's channel, and today Boomhauer's got a little throw together video for y'all. This is just gonna me talking about what I'm gonna do with this motor. This here is a Tecumseh motor. It's a 9 horsepower overhead valve motor with electric start on it. One of those where you take your shock drop cord and plug it in to make the electric start work, and then it will crank the motor over. This is from 1995 to 1999. It's from the later 90s. This motor is. How I know that is because I read the little tag on it and talking about the California carburetor bull crap. So yeah, about that. It's 9 horsepower overhead valve, horizontal shaft, Tecumseh motor. Yes, Tecumseh. I've heard horror stories about them and stuff. So I know there's some people say they're not junk, but I'm no mechanic. I know a small engine guy, so I can't really say personally if they're junk or not. I haven't had much experience with working on motors or simply much experience with Tecumsehs. And if I did like run a mower or anything that had a Tecumseh motor, I probably didn't know about. I was a kid and I mowed grass with whatever mower my parents bought, you know. So this, I say, more came off a snowblower because of the simple fact that it has an electric start and it's a 9 horsepower motor, which is something you'd want on a snowblower in the wintertime. This is a running project. I did a YouTube short showing this video running. This is basically a running project. It needs work on it. Now, how I got this to run was simply letting the kill switch cable break off, which actually just came out of the socket, which this part right here would go in a slot. This part would be attached to your kill switch, which your kill switch outlet would be right here, and you would slide in a red plastic key. And then right here would be your knob to adjust your choke on the carburetor, and you would simply first prime it a few times, adjust your throttle accordingly, and then pull the ripcord to start it, or simply use the electric start to get it running. Now, the problems this has, it's a running project, is what it is. It runs, but it's a project. The little lever here, that would normally, there'd be a little lever metal bar here. You won't be able to see that very good the way I got the camera positioned. But right here where I'm pointing at in my finger, there's a little bar that would allow you to attach a choke lever on it. There would be like a little thin kind of metal bar that would have a little ender on it where you would slide your little plastic choke knob on to allow you to simply choke the motor over properly and move the flapper inside the carburetor. Because right here, this is where your air filter and your little flapper is to your carburetor, where my finger is, and you would slide that back and forth. And that is kind of loose in there, because what's happening is when you run it and you got the choke off, the little choke is slowly vibrates over into the on position where it's choking out the motor. So that's going to have to be addressed, and probably might just be put a whole new carb on it and everything. And then the little choke lever and stuff. So it's going to need the choke mechanism working on it and stuff. This still has the governor on this. The governor spring and governor nest hasn't been deleted. I'm not going to do a governor delete on this motor. I'm just going to leave it stopped, because my plan is just to simply leave this motor basically stopped, get it up and running where you can potentially use it on a mini bike or go-kart. I know some people would like to make would delete the governor so to make the go-kart or mini bike go faster. Me, I'm not going to worry about that. I'm just basically, I'm going to use this motor in a mini bike go-kart build and just basically make it move. I'm not going to worry about making a speed demon or worry about fastness. Probably maybe down the line I might, but as of right now, I don't have any intentions to really mess with doing the governor. The main concern would be is once I have the funds to do so. Right now I have other things to worry about in my personal life where I can't worry about trying to get this motor up and running. So I'm just putting this on a shelf in my garage, and when I have the time to do so and the funds to do so, I'm going to find me a small engine repair guy that will help me figure out how to get this thing up and running where you can safely use it on something. What it will be is simply finding out how much is it going to cost to repair it, and is it going to be worth the money? Because if it's one of those things where all the things that need to be repaired on it to make it safe and be able to actually use this motor on something, depending on the cost, it might not be worth it, where you'd be just better off buying some sort of brand new motor. And then if I'm going to go out and buy a brand new motor, then my ultimate goal, then what I would do there is just simply look at maybe like a 6 horsepower or 5 horsepower motor. The only reason why I went with this 9 horsepower motor on it is because I got it in trade, and I thought, well, that'd be a good deal. So that's the thing. Find a small engine repair guy to help me make this thing running. In case you're wondering what that was, just my little vacuum closet cat fell. But so yeah, this here is your throttle lever, but all in all, that's the goal is with this motor, is get it where you can up and running safely and fix all the known issues with it to make it run safe, like fixing the little choke and replacing any seals that need to be replaced, any rubber gaskets that are all worn out and stuff, get them all fixed up, because that's going to be the goal, get it up and running to safely use it. Now, what I'd like to do with this motor is, it might be hard to do because this is a big motor, is I'd like to use this in a mini bike build. I'd like to try to find one of those mini bikes that have pretty big size tires on it. Not the ones that have like the big giant balloon tires, but something was about a little bit bigger tires on it than what you normally see on most standard mini bikes. Like if you go to order one of those Coleman mini bikes, or one from Tractor Supply, or the Family Farm and Home Store, that's a Tractor Supply Predator. I've been in there before, and Tractor Supply as well, and seen the mini bikes they sometimes sell, and a lot of those have small tires. I would try to find a mini bike frame that has bigger tires on it, not like big huge clown balloon tires, but about medium sized tires on it, and try to figure out how to slap this motor onto that frame. One thing I would probably have to do is remove this stock gas tank and maybe put like an aftermarket style, some other sort of gas tank, and modify a gas tank on it and stuff. And if I have to do that, I would try to put a gas tank on it that's going to look decent and not simply look like some just quick throw together redneck job like most probably do. But that's the main goal, would be to use this in a mini bike build. But if I couldn't, because I just simply couldn't find the proper mini bike frame or find someone to make me a mini bike frame, then I'd just go out and find a decent go-kart frame and just slap it on a go-kart and make a go-kart out of it probably. Now, and the stuff, yeah. Well, there's the side of it, the shaft. Now, the one thing I think would be kind of neat to do on this is if I did a mini bike frame, I'd almost be tempted to kind of think about doing like a belt-driven mini bike, but that I'm afraid would be more complicated. So I'm just going to do basically a standard chain-driven clarified clutch on it. I'll remove this little nut and bolt here. I'm just going to do a basic standard clutch, chain-driven clutch, what they call certified clarified clutch and stuff. This does have a little key slot in there for the little key. This is a keyed shaft, which it is missing the little key, unfortunately, but yeah, you can always custom make one. But and the good thing is this got all the information on it, so it's got all the information on it, so simply it'll be easy to get any parts for it and stuff that they still make parts for. It's got all the information on it. But yeah, that's the ultimate goal. Is I'm going to try to use this in a mini bike build later on down the line. And stuff. And I'm just going to keep this stock. I'm not going to do any fancy like governor deletes or do any like high performance souping up this. I'm just going to fix it up, keep it basically stocked, and then the only modifications I'm going to do with this is just simply whatever's going to need to be done to make it work on a mini bike frame and stuff. But yeah. And yes, I know this is homemade. Somebody extended out the exhaust on this and made it homemade, but it doesn't bother me. I'll address the exhaust later on down the line, but yeah. But for now, I'm just putting it on the shelf and stuff. Putting it on the shelf, and when I have the funds to break into this and mess around with this motor, I'm going to do it. So there you have it. In case you're wondering what I'm going to do with this motor after making this, if you saw my little YouTube short and you're wondering what is she actually going to do with that motor, that's what I'm going to do with it. Is most likely try to use it in a mini bike build, but if I can't, then I'll just simply use it in a go-kart build. But there you have it. But it's basically get it fixed up and running safely and properly like it should and stuff, and fix all the issues with it. That's what I'm going to do. But there you have it. There you go. If you're wondering what I was going to do with this 9 horsepower Tecumseh overhead valve motor, for all you that are curious, what is Boomhauer 69 going to do with this motor? There you have it. If you like this sort of content, give it a thumbs up. If you give me your thoughts down below. What you thought of this video, or what would you suggest doing with this Tecumseh motor? Yes, I know Tecumseh motors, I do know, have a little bit of a bad reputation for being junk, some people would say. And so, comment below your thoughts. What would you do? Would you fix it up, throw it in trash? Or if you're a small engine guy and you think it would be too much to fix and you'd be better off getting a new motor, let me know in your comments down below and everything. Don't forget to share this video with everybody you know. Hope you all have a good day, and hope this answered your questions for those of you who were curious about what I am going to do with this 9 horsepower motor. There you have it, and hope that clears up any questions you may have about what I was going to do with this motor. Hope you all have a good day, and thank you for watching Boomhauer 69's channel.